to Live Oak Landing in Freeport, Florida. This is our spring break destination. We found this resort because we had stayed at a previous RVC property in Arkansas called Catherine's Landing. And when we were looking for our last minute spontaneous trip down to Florida, I thought, you know, I think RVC has a property down in Florida. Looked it up, they had an opening, so here we are. So we want to share about this resort with you so you can decide if it's a great place for you to come when you do a vacation in Florida as well.
Be sure to check out that video we put together for Catherine's Landing. But for now, let's check out Live Oak Landing. When you first arrive on property, you come here to the office and registration. We happened to come when the office was already closed, and so they have this after hours check-in basket right here.
This RV resort is smaller compared to the Catherine's Landing one. There are 65 RV sites available, and there are 35 little cottage cabins that you can rent. The RV sites are full hookups. They have water, sewer, and electric. And the electric has 30 amp, 50 amp, and 100 amp. I didn't even know that was a thing.
The sites each have a fire ring, a picnic table, and a grill. As far as amenities, they also have cable service. There is Wi-Fi available, but it's not great.
Like many RV parks, the sites are paved, but they're pretty close together, so you are pretty close to your neighbors, but you are in a very beautiful setting. Many of the sites have these beautiful live oak trees with tons of Spanish moss hanging from them.
Here we are at site 50. It is a pull-through site. Some of the sites are back in, and they do have some that are pull-through. The shower house is certainly adequate. There are not a lot of stalls to use, but there's plenty of privacy, and it's clean enough.
They do have some basic laundry services available on the back side of the pavilion building. There are 2 washers and 2 dryers, and they work. It's not fabulous, but they work. And then they do have a nice counter here that you can fold on if you need to.
The playground is pretty basic, but does the trick. The pavilion has an inside air-conditioned room and also an outside screened room perfect for activities and gatherings.
There is a small outdoor pool on site that you are able to use if you are visiting the park. Just past the pool is a little picnic fire pit area that overlooks the water. It's a really nice place to sit and relax, and then head down the path toward the fishing area.
Here at Live Oak Landing, you can rent one of their kayaks or canoes. They also have some pontoon boats available.
At the little water inlet that is right by the RV park, one end of it leads to freshwater and the other leads to saltwater.
At the far end of the property, they have a really nice fishing dock, and there is a screened-in pavilion, great for an evening dinner. Well, if you're lucky enough to catch some fish, they do have a fish cleaning station. Have we mentioned how cool the live oaks and Spanish moss are? Throughout the property, they do have these dog stations with waste bags and trash cans. They have a surprisingly large dog area here at Live Oak Landing. It is super long. Okay, hon, what are some pros and cons of Live Oak Landing? What were some things that you really liked?
Well, I like the location as far as being able to get to lots of things in this area of Florida. We're just right in between Destin and Panama City, so you can get to all of the really pretty state parks. You can get to all the touristy stuff if you want to that's here in the Panhandle. So it's been a great location for that. So I really like that. I love the fact that it has full hookups. I always appreciate full hookups. Lots of water. You got sewer, don't have to worry about that. You even have cable TV, which is nice. They do have free Wi-Fi, so those things are helpful.
That's good. And I would say one of the things I love, the temperatures, obviously for right now, and that's seasonal, but we really enjoyed some sunshine and all the greenery and the trees. It's just a very different feel. The live oaks, the Spanish moss, we can't get enough of it. It really feels awesome here, and that part of this park does not disappoint. Plenty of the live oaks and Spanish moss.
Yeah, very pretty.
What were some of the things that were maybe not quite what you were hoping for?
So my thing that was probably the most difficult is I'm comparing this to Catherine's Landing. So knowing that this was an RVC property, I had really high expectations because Catherine's Landing is probably the nicest RV park, maybe next to Tiger Run in Colorado, that I've ever been to. And so I kind of just maybe assumed that they were all at that same level. And this one, you can tell, is older. It is much smaller, doesn't have all the extra amenities that you had at Catherine's Landing. So that initially was a little bit of a disappointment. As far as being connected, if you needed to work, which in this case, we needed to be connected with the whole coronavirus thing going on right now. Cell signal, we have AT&T cell phones, and we have 1 bar, 2 bars at most, and that's kind of in this whole Freeport, Florida area. So it's not just even the RV park that's a problem. Just in this area, we don't have very good AT&T signal. So staying connected has been a little bit of a challenge, but if you're down here to get disconnected, it's great.
Yeah, and the Wi-Fi has certainly been adequate for email and basic web surfing. Not great if you're trying to stream video or have anything with heavy use.
Yeah.
But the other things I would say are a little disappointing. Our site just happened to be right on the very end, right at the entrance. So we're the furthest away from the water. We're a long way from the facilities like the laundry. We're right across from some dumpsters, which is good and bad, mostly bad. There hasn't been a lot of traffic. I thought initially we would have more traffic noise. We do have a little bit of a front yard, which is nice, but the location from within this park is not one of the primo spots.
Yeah, I was very disappointed being, that the view right outside where your picnic table is, if you want to eat outside, you are looking at the trash dumpsters and you're watching everybody drop their trash off. Now that does bring up another thing. They do, like other RVC resorts, they do have trash pickup twice a day. So they come like at 10:30, I think, and 2 o'clock. You can set your trash out and they'll pick it up for you. Otherwise, you are allowed to go use the dumpsters on your own. And of course, for us, it's right across from our site, so no need to set trash out at the curb for us.
I would say I would still come back. I wouldn't be scared off. This is certainly worthy to come back and enjoy again. The access to the area, the amenities here at the property, all worth doing. So overall, I'd give it a solid B, in my opinion. How about you?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I really do like it. I think the setting is pretty, it's just our site in particular. I would want to be further down so that you're not right by the road and right by the dumpsters. But when you're surrounded by these, again, the live oak trees with the Spanish moss, you're right here by the water. It is very, very pretty. It's a small RV park. It's quiet. It's clean. Everybody's very friendly. I would come back in a heartbeat.
Have you stayed at an RVC property? Specifically, have you been here to Live Oak Landing? We would love to hear your thoughts and reaction, so please get down in the comments. We always appreciate a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, we would love for you to follow us on our future adventures. So get out and explore, because today is an adventure day.